All right, playing against a chess champion. Chess champ 2010. He is 2040 even, I'm 2100 even. I think my focus for this game is going to be to try to not get into big time trouble, try to use my time more wisely. My game yesterday, I had a really good position, but it took me way too much time to get there. And then I made a horrible blunder and lost, so. Okay, so we have a Semi-Slav. This is an opening that I'm sort of... I've been seeing a lot of lately, and I'm trying to learn more about it. So I think they normally play knight bd7 before bishop d6, but I don't know. I don't think it super matters. The line I've been exploring is queen c2. I think I'll still do that. Okay, so we've sort of transposed. And now bishop d3 is what I normally play. Okay, common Semi-Slav idea. Okay, and he castles. So now... This is where I always like to forget my theory. I can't remember if I'm supposed to move the bishop back or if... I think I might be supposed to play a3 immediately. With the idea of playing b4 and trying to watch out for the eventual c5 break, which is what black would like to achieve. So a3, I mean, am I worried about... I mean, you know, I'm not castled. So am I worried about anything? I think that's what I remember that I'm supposed to do. So I guess we'll do it and we'll find out. I think this is the Stoltz variation, maybe? Something like that. Okay, h6 I don't really get. That doesn't seem to punish a3, so I guess I'm happy. I think now, I mean, I could castle, I could just play b4. I guess with the pawn not on h7, you know, he's never having to worry about this. I mean, I guess I could go ahead and play b4 now and just try to have a nice grip over c5. If I castle, like, he could play a5 to try to stop b4. a5 is not usually what they want to play in the Semi-Slav. Usually they play a6, b5, c5. So I don't know if a5 is something I really am supposed to worry about. So is b4 a useful move anyway? I mean, it might really make him think twice about playing b5, because then the c6 pawn is going to be weak and backward, and it's hard to envision a situation where it's not that way. So I think I will play b4. And we'll just try to keep black sort of bottled up. I think black will ultimately try to break with e5. Okay, so knight b6. Well, I mean, one nice thing is that if he ever plays knight b into d5, he has to watch out for some forks there. I mean, I think the bishop should go to d3 to support an eventual e4. It doesn't seem like I could stay on this diagonal, but this pawn's very solid. I don't see why I would go to e2. So I think d3 makes the most sense. I need to calculate e5 because e5, you know, at some point it might come with a threat of e4. Right now I have lots of guys and gals defending that. Okay. I mean, I kind of just want to move the knight, because if I just move the knight to e2, for example, then I immediately am threatening e4, e5. So it seems like black will have to do something about that. He can't play he can't play e5 right away because I have too many defenders, I believe. I mean, it seems like that just loses a piece to this fork. So I really like knight e2. I don't see another tempting looking square for the knight. Oh, I just realized I'm on the wrong scene. It doesn't really matter, but okay, there's a little more information about the game. Yeah, knight e2 seems good. He's gonna have to move one of his pieces somewhere. This current situation is not tenable for him. Common little tactical pattern. And actually, it seems like by delaying castling, I've been able to, gain something. So long term, I've got to figure out what I'm doing with this guy. Okay, it seems like this is just hanging a piece. E4, and then E5. What's the problem? I don't see one. Like the only somewhat scary looking, I mean, no, this isn't even scary. I still take, I take that, not that bishop, this bishop. So yeah, there's just there's nothing that even looks scary for black here. See, I think this was just an oversight by black. Yeah, I mean, my limited understanding about this Semi-Slav line with e3, which is sort of a more solid positional way to play it, is you really want to play e4 later and get this bishop, working. It's not very typical to try to get the bishop on, because your pawn on d4. All right, what did he come up with here? Bishop takes e4. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess the only way to win a piece is to take it. He'll have to take with the knight, but then he's, forking me, but whatever. He'll get a couple pawns for the piece, but I don't see any other option for me. If I try to be cute, then he can trade and then save his knight, so I guess king f1 is some option. And he still has everything hanging. But why, though? Why complicate matters? I'll just take. The knight could even be vulnerable to some bishop a3 later. Okay, now I need to move my queen so that I don't lose my queen. But I need to keep defending this bishop. Maybe queen b3. These squares, I block my pieces, so I don't love those. Queen c4, I could be vulnerable to some b5 stuff. So I think queen b3 makes the most sense. He could play e5. That would be somewhat testing. Because if I take, then I lose my bishop. If I take with the knight... I guess I could take with the knight. I forgot this knight's also defending d4. But he could play like bishop e6 or something. But he probably is not thinking about giving pawns back. c5. Same idea. Maybe just bishop d2. And then if this pawn moves, then the knight is hanging due to this pin. Is c4 a thing? I think not. I've got a lot of defenders here, so he's not threatening to win a pawn there. I could just castle, but I think bishop d2 sort of forces the action a little bit more. I don't see what's wrong with castling. But I like bishop d2 better. Not castling's got me this far, so why castle now? Can't argue with that logic. I guess he could take and play c4 and then take on e4. But like, so what? Well, that's just a trade. I like that this bishop does not have great prospects. That's something that I like. Maybe I can even take on c5. Takes. I guess he can take with the knight. If he took with the queen... Oh no, I guess he could take either way. Because either way, the knight's ending up on d3. So bishop takes b4 wouldn't be good because it's not... There's not a knight there. He can't really play bishop d7 because then I can take here. Okay. Well, I could play rook takes a4. Am I getting in big time trouble? Oh, actually that is no good because he can eventually take that. Okay. Well, I guess I'll move my queen. I guess I'll move it. Still have to defend this. Queen c4, b5. Well, I guess I could take b5. Yeah. I could just take it with my queen. I'm still defending. Pardon me. Yeah, okay. So yeah, my opponent, this is often happening when I play these rapid games. He's not a lover of blitz or bullet. He's played 9 bullet games and 44 blitz games. Okay, I thought I could just take. Maybe bishop a6 is a thing. Maybe that's his contention. And maybe he's right. Yeah, he looks right. I'm really getting pushed around here. I guess I'm going here because I don't want to lose my bishop. Alright, then what am I worried about? Then I'm worried about... Question mark? I don't know what I'm worried about. I've missed everything else so far this game. So I might as well miss something else. Probably the knight will move and b4 will happen. But if the knight moves, I might can take this. Maybe he'll take my bishop. And then play b4. I mean, these pawns are serious. Like, he definitely has compensation for a piece. I'm guessing the computer won't care, but I care. Okay, he's attacking that. I could take that. And then I could take that. Maybe. Yeah, because I have to watch out for knight c2 stuff. That kind of stuff could be annoying. Well, I mean, I guess the thing is, if he takes here, then maybe I just take here. So my biggest problem probably is that I haven't castled. So let's just, I guess knight takes is what I'm supposed to be scared of. Knight takes, bishop takes, and then I take on c5. Yeah, I think I can just castle. That seems to be my biggest problem. Just winning one of these pawns will make me feel a lot better. I'd really love to win the b pawn so that he doesn't have a connected passer, protected passer. Just a regular passer. He might take this first. What's okay, I take. I'm on b5. Right now he's got a lot of hanging pawns. Okay, he did that. Go here. Oh, he might play c4. That might be a thing that he does. I'll play queen b1, I guess. Yeah, queen b1 and threaten c5 from another angle. I admit I don't like that he has 3 passed pawns. I don't really like that. But I still think this is best. I want this knight on c3. That looks like where it belongs. He's played this pretty well ever since he blundered the piece, and I've played it pretty badly because I let him kick my queen around 5 times. I guess only twice, but still pretty bad. Okay. Can I take here? I guess he'll take on f3. I mean, I'm still up a piece, like... Is it the most convincing? No. I mean, I can't prevent this at this point anyway, so I might as well get a pawn for it. Oh, he's going there. Okay. Well, c3 is also a threat with a double attack. So... Queen e5 is a candidate to get out of c3's way. But then knight g4. Yeah, and then I lose my knight, so that's probably not good. What do I do? I might have to give the rook and play like knight c3. That might be what I have to do. Because otherwise, I mean, c3's winning a piece. Wait, c3's not winning a piece? I take the bishop. What am I talking about? So I guess can I get away with rook e1? I think I can. Remember when I said I wasn't going to get in time trouble this game? He plays instantly. He's got it all figured out. I don't know. Here? If we can trade pieces, I should be pretty happy, especially if I end up winning this. I sort of saw this position where I'm dropping this pawn. But I think I thought it was fine because I'm on a4, but it's complicated. Take. I mean, I definitely feel like I should get rid of the bishop. He takes with the pawn. Okay. I have rook here. Oh, no, I don't. My rook's hanging. So I don't have that. Maybe just knight f3, rook d1. That kind of stuff. Queen c4 makes a little bit of sense. I think I like knight f3 the best. Okay, that's strange. But okay. What if I win your pawn? If I win all these pawns, then I'll be happy. It's still going to be a grind to try to win this. And I don't have all the time in the world. I have a back rank issue. I think I should take care of that first. If I take the pawn, he'll play a3. And I can't take it. If I don't take the pawn, I guess he's going to play rook b3. Okay, so I'll take the pawn. Right. Now I'll solve my back rank issue. No. Hmm. Knight d2? Yeah, I'll solve my back rank issue. This is really tricky. Just need to stop rook b1. It's not easy. Not easy at all. Can I take the pawn? He's gonna get his other rook active. Let's get the king off the back rank. Now if the other rook moves away from the pawn, I can move my knight away. Rook b1's not a threat. I can take the pawn. I think I can take... Okay, he defends the pawn. Here? I think I can play knight b3. Either I can or it's a giant blunder. It's one of the two. Rook b1, knight. Knight takes a5. Rook takes a1, knight a, or rook a3. Still not completely out of the woods by any means. I saw that and then I like did it anyway. I saw that and then I like forgot about it. That was so stupid. Okay, I have to take this. Now I have to try to not lose. Not easy. Okay. I think let's just play the most direct way. I was thinking about checking and getting behind the pawn. But I think he's going to have trouble hanging onto this pawn. This should be a draw. But it's still silly that I hung for that, that I let that tactic happen. Okay. Yeah, I don't think he can hang on to this. Maybe he can. Maybe he can. Okay, the pawn cannot be defended. I'm wondering if I should play like h4 first. I feel like I should. I can't really articulate why, but I'm worried that I get some losing king and pawn in the game. But I don't know. I mean, maybe it's silly to even, because now his king can get a square closer. So maybe that was silly. Okay. Now I don't feel too worried. But I could certainly be wrong. I most definitely could be wrong. I think I would draw though. I'll check. Should draw. Here, opposition. Yeah, that's like the only tricky looking move. I think I go back. Gotta just keep the opposition. There might be other moves that draw, but I know this draws. Now, though, I mean, now you're tempting me to do this. Yeah, why don't I do that? If you're gonna let me. I'm gonna come in. If you want, if you let me. I'll do it. I'm crazy like that. I don't think I can win. It was a nice dream, though. It was a nice dream. But this was a moral victory because now we draw when my king's closer. Okay, let's look at that game. That was a very strange game because it felt like he hung a pretty simple tactic, but then he played really well. And I didn't play very well. So, I mean, okay, I mean, we gotta learn from the opening. I gotta see if my A3 stuff was right. No, it's not right at all. I'm supposed to just castle. So I don't know where I got this A3 crap from. I made it up. So yeah, it's supposed to be castle. So I invented the whole thing. Here you play a3. So I didn't completely invent it, but I sort of invented it. Okay. I'll try to remember that. Okay. It doesn't even like this b4 stuff. It says black's a little better now. Why though? a5. Okay. I didn't even think about a5. a5 makes some sense. Yeah, and that move was bad. 92 was correct. It's weird. a5 is like one of the top moves, even though it seems to just hang a piece. That's kind of crazy. It doesn't like bishop takes b4. It wants to do... I saw a takes b... a takes b4. King f1 is best. Wow. I mentioned that king f1 was legal and made sense. But I didn't see why I was getting so cute. But it does say it's slightly better. I guess I didn't appreciate how annoying it is to find a square for the queen. I guess I should just go to c3. Since that's where I ended up. I kept putting my queen on squares where it could get kicked. I mean, it doesn't object to b3, but yeah, this was annoying. This was a blunder. And black's actually even better now after b5. Yeah, I mean, I totally missed bishop a6. I thought I could just take on b5. So I didn't calculate deep enough. And now I'm actually losing. And yeah, he sort of surprised me by not... I saw c4, but I did expect that he could take on e4. And I found queen b1, the only move that gives me an advantage. Now it says white is ahead again. And this was tricky. I eventually found rook fe1. I was like hallucinating that this was strong for him, but it's just a trade. And it's a trade that's good for me because I'm probably going to win his pawn too. It wants knight c1. I don't think I even saw that that was legal. Yeah, and then he won my pawn. I still have an advantage. And then, yeah, this was really strange that he let me trade queens. But I played badly from here, so I have a big advantage. I just have to deal with his pawns in the right way. It doesn't even like that. It wants rook a3. That's a very patient approach. But yeah, I mean, it sort of makes a lot of sense because this is the dangerous pawn. This is the pawn that caused me so much of a headache. So just blockade that pawn. It's not like this pawn is going to be saved, right? Like there's really no way that that pawn's going to be saved. And probably even d5 will be weak from there too. So I just had the wrong approach here. I didn't think about king f1 at all, but that's giving my king somewhere to run. Already I'm like maybe not winning. I saw he was going to play a3 here. Yeah, king f1. I didn't consider king f1 for 1 minute. I knew I wanted to solve my back rank issue. But king f1's better because the king's moving towards the pawns and towards the center of the board. Yeah, and already I'm like probably not winning. And then knight b3 gives away any chance. It says king f1 here. I mean, it's hard to play king f1 after you played king g2. King f3 would be a little more thinkable. Maybe if I had more time, I would see that as a candidate. I sort of just tunneled in on this because I thought I'm trading. I even saw this idea of knight b3, rook b1, and then I just like completely forgot about it. But the computer doesn't care because the computer knows it's not going to win anyway. Wow. Tough stuff. And then the rest of the endgame was just drawn the whole time. Craziness. Rook a4, I guess. Better to attack the pawn from the side, but okay, it doesn't really matter. Everything's a draw. Yeah, and then I wasn't sure about the king and pawn endgame here, so I decided to just make like a preparatory move, but yeah, and then I thought h5 gave up like any chance because now he's not gonna, you know, he doesn't have pawn moves over here to make. And then we kept playing for a bit because it was fun. And then like it was weird that he gave me the option of moving my king forward. But yeah, there was never a win. He always was getting the opposition. So I mean, here I thought for a while because I was thinking about king c6, but he just oppositions me here, and then you know, I'm never getting in. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you next time. Take care. Bye.